Good morning from Beijing Airport. Now, I've got my passport here and my ticket in hand, which can only mean we're heading off somewhere. Now, at the moment, it's summer in Beijing, so every day it's been above 35 degrees, hot, humid, and really sticky. But we're about to head somewhere we can escape all of that, a comparative paradise, and I can't wait. Hi, I'm Katrina Yu. Welcome to Travelogue, and let's get going. We're heading to China's cooler northeast, Changbai Mountain, or Changbaishan, in Jilin province. It's a short, less than 2-hour flight from Beijing, and as we descend, the landscape looks noticeably different. Well, we've just arrived at Changbaishan Airport, and it's such a pleasure to come from the city and see all these trees surrounding us. But you know, the best thing about being here is that smell, that crisp, cool and fresh air. I was a little tired before, but now I feel completely revitalized. Changbaishan is the most famous mountain in this region and is actually a dormant volcano. It's a top-rated nature reserve, lush and overflowing with all sorts of wildlife. Many hotels strive to bring Changbaishan's refreshing environment indoors, and we pay a visit to one of them. The lobby's lavish decoration is inspired by the beauty of the forest. And it's not just the lobby.
It's one of the most unique rooms in our properties. And as you can see, the decoration is very special, made of wooden, which gives the warm touch of this hotel.
Yeah, it's very cozy.
Yes,
and
it is.
And the smell is a great smell as well.
Heavily as well because of the amenities, also the decoration matching the rest. Wooden part of the ski resort make it very special as well.
That sort of warm kind of feeling. It does get quite cold here in winter.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit, yes. Please, after you.
He said a little cold, but during the winter, temperatures drop below minus 20 degrees Celsius. No wonder it's a famous ski destination. In the summer, however, it's a pleasant 22 degrees or so, and the conditions are perfect for our first stop. So we've just arrived at the north gate of the Changbaishan Reserve, and we're going to meet a very good friend of mine. Her name is Wang Mang, which is a local journalist, and luckily enough, she's agreed to help show us around this area. Let's go meet her. Hi!
Hello! Welcome! 天气很不错，我们赶紧去天池。
好了，
好不好？
Wang Mang is taking us to see Tianchi, which literally means heavenly lake. But first, a van ride to the top, and it's a little crazy in a good way.
这条路上一共有72道这样的话，对，然后也很刺激，这也是一种不错的体验。
Don't forget to take in the stunning view while you're holding tight.
起雾了
差点快。
现在咱们就可能看不到天池了，大概要等几分钟。我们先过去等着。
At an altitude of more than 2,000 meters, the cloud is so thick we can barely see the paths in front of us. As for Tianchi, well... Okay, so here's Tianchi. Just kidding, we're gonna have to wait a little bit more just for the clouds to clear.
长白山是一个火山，然后天池呢，它是它最大的火山口。当年这个熔浆啊，就从这里喷发出来，然后形成了很多火山石。
So Wang Mang just told me a lot of the rocks here you can see is from this volcanic material. So this is full of little air holes, and in fact, if you were to throw this into the river, it would float. It's really light. After a while, we get a little impatient and try to blow the mist away. But soon... You can see slowly the mist emerging from the lake and the burning blue just appearing underneath it. It's such a stunning thing, and to hear the excitement of all the people after waiting for that cloud to clear, I think we all feel very, very lucky.
看周围 火山岩是金色的，
对，
然后天池水呢又是蓝色的，这种对比就会特别的漂亮。上苍赐予我们的一份财富，而且是一份很珍贵的珠宝。
You do feel really lucky coming here and actually getting to see Tianchers, knowing that so many people do come several times and see nothing but clouds. We really are fortunate, and you really get that sense of this. You understand why this is such a sacred place when the lake reveals itself. It's almost like it chooses to reveal itself to you. It chooses you to show itself to you. Feeling accomplished, we head from the summit down to the valley to a place Wangmeng says visitors cannot miss, the underground forest.
Katrina， 这里呢是当年火山喷发的时候，地壳塌陷形成的这一片谷底森林。
Changbaishan last erupted in 1702, and now devastation has given way to an explosion of vegetation. Oh, look at this. When I first saw these sort of what looked like platforms of concrete, I thought, oh, they're man-made or leftovers from some building or something. But actually, these platforms of stone are completely natural. They're left over from the last volcanic eruption. And it seems remarkable that trees are actually growing from these pieces of stone. But what happened is that this moss wrapped itself around the tree, and then the nutrients came, and eventually, after hundreds of years, the trees were able to grow out of it. It's pretty cool. Changbaishan is a treasure trove of diverse plant life and considered an international biosphere.
看这边烟雾缭绕的，这儿啊全都是温泉。看它五颜六色的，里面有各种的矿物质，对皮肤特别好。
Surprisingly, the hot springs are useful for other things too. For example, boiling your breakfast. 好 ，Cheers.
发开。
Oh wow! It's really, really, really quite soft boiled. I think it's almost falling off. Okay, let's give it a go. Mom, you don't even need to bite it. You just have to sort of suck. It's like a very soft tofu.
看它跟正常鸡蛋不一样的地方是它的蛋黄是熟的。对，而且营养特别的高，因为有温泉水的矿物质会煮进去。
You can buy 3 boiled eggs for about 10 kwai. They'll give you all the energy you'll need to take in the view ahead.
Katrina， 看前边，那就是长白瀑布，68米，是世界上落差最大的火山口湖瀑。
With a 68-meter drop, it's the highest volcanic waterfall in the world and the source of China's Songhua River. The water here is famously pure. Wow, really fresh and very, very, very clean. It's amazing. And the weather, famously changeable. This is pretty amazing. Just a few seconds ago, we had a clear view of the waterfall, but now this cloud has come out of nowhere and just descended upon the area in a matter of seconds. It's pretty magical to see it. The afternoon conditions are no longer so great for mountain climbing, but they are perfect for a bit of relaxation. So Wangmeng takes us somewhere where we can wind down after our busy day and rest our tired feet. With some help, that is, from a swarm of tiny little creatures. Oh no, they're coming!
怕痒吗？
I think it's even more strange when you look down and you actually see what the feeling is. All these fish attacking. Well. There are a range of indoor and outdoor springs to choose from. The volcanic minerals in the water are said to be good for the body. And laying back, looking up at the trees, well, it's pretty good for the mind too. Up next, we learn about the mystery of the Changbaishan lake monster, taste some delicious local cuisine, and try our best not to scare away a ginseng spirit. So we've just arrived at the west side of Changbaishan. Now we're going to go up and get a different view of Tianshu, but unlike in the north side, we're going to have to climb a few stairs. Well, more than a few. Take a look there. So we better get going. This morning, we're not the only ones keen to climb the 900 steps. And soon, we see why.
西边看天池不一样吧？
对，我的感觉比
很开阔。在我们当地人看来，从北边看天池的话，会更加的险峻，像男人一样很硬朗；西边的话呢，就会非常的柔美，像一个少女一样很温柔。在长白山呢，有这样一个传说，叫做天池水怪。然后说有2条恶龙在这里兴风作浪，危害百姓。有一位勇敢的小伙子，把牛角还有动物的这个皮披在了身上，跟恶龙搏斗，最后当然是把恶龙就是杀死了嘛。他却发现他就没有办法脱掉他的伪装了，就生活在了天池里。那当地的老百姓为了纪念他呢，就给他起名叫幸运吉祥。
你好，我是一个天池的水怪。
我是你的弟弟。嗨。
Mystery monster or not, there's something otherworldly about Tianshu. It's considered sacred to both the ethnic Manchu and Korean people, and travelers have been coming to see its stunning waters for centuries. And the flower fields surrounding Tianshu are equally worth visiting. After our playful pause, it's time for some more serious business, finding some precious wild ginseng.
是我们的孙把头。
你好。采药，总体这个规则呢，一个扇形，就是一字排开，互相之间不能喊话，互相打招呼呢，找不着人了，就这样，叫棍儿，别人听着叫棍儿呢，赶紧回棍儿，谁要找着了，谁就喊棒槌，看见棒槌者呢喊棒槌。
Like other traditional hunters, Mr. Sun believes the ginseng, or bang chui as they call it, has its own spirit, which gives it its curative properties. And because it's alive, it does its best not to be found. I don't know how helpful I'm going to be to me. All these plants look similar. Finding wild ginseng is extremely difficult. Mr. Sun started learning the craft when he was just 10 years old.
棒槌，
什么货
四铁叶。
He's part of a small and exclusive group of experts who still harvest the ginseng in this way.
把这棍儿插着，我给你系上红绳，一洗它就可以挖了。
为什么系红绳？
古代传说人参娃娃人参也不经过就跑了。这是鹿骨头鹿骨头第一个，首先割它，就这样慢慢剥。
This is actually the bone of a deer, which is another animal which is local to this area. If you use a knife or a scissors, you risk breaking the roots, which are the most important part of it.
The
ginseng root is said to resemble a human body. 这个是那个头吗？ OK。
金黄色，下来了，看，哎呀，真好，好，出来了，看好了，拿吧，好，你跟师傅挖的啊。
So here is our precious ginseng.
在市场上能卖300多块钱1克，这个参现在有27、8克吧，不到30克。
Just 28 grams. Well, to buy this, you'd better have about 6,000 to 7,000 kwai handy in your pocket. So, very much worth all the hard work to find it, I think. Ginseng is considered a king among Chinese medicinal herbs, and Changbaishan ginseng is said to be the country's finest. Now we're just about to have dinner, but you won't believe the way we're going to get there. Check this out. Here we go. I'm going to get the chance to feel the wind in my hair. Well, we've done a lot of going up mountains. It's high time to go in the other direction. Let's see, does this go any faster? Well, it seems Changbaishan is full of surprises, from the sensation of speed to the sensation of taste. Specifically, of Dongbei or northeastern cuisine. This restaurant makes Dongbei dishes using ingredients from the surrounding forest.
原馍呢是长白山特有的野生的，笨猪肉炖微菜，微菜也是来自长白山特有的野生的。猴头馍也是长白山特有的野生的，那个形状呢像一个跟猴子的那个头差不多少啊。天麻，野生的，它有很好的治疗效果，就是偏头疼啊，还有这个手脚麻木。
是吗？我有偏头疼。
哦，这个很好的这样的。
I expected it to be very soft, but actually it kind of has that texture of taro or potato on the outside. On the inside it has that potatoey kind of starchy kind of content, and it's wrapped in something very sweet, so it's very good. 好吃。
鹿排，这个鹿排呢，它低脂肪、高蛋白、低胆固醇，皇家贵族可以享受到的。
Go for a little one. My first time tasting deer meat, so I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but here we go. Now these kind of spices are very common in the north, so that's a very familiar taste. The rest of it is very gamey. Kind of reminds me of eating kangaroo back home in Australia. Smoky. With dinner over, it's time for some evening entertainment. This performance takes audiences back in time to tell the story of Changbaishan. Portrayed is the legend of the ginseng spirit, the reign of the Qing dynasty, and the origin of the Manchu people. I really liked that show. I enjoyed it. It was like a colourful creation story. And like many of the indigenous peoples around the world, those who have lived in this area have always believed that every living thing has a spirit and should be respected. And it also made me realize that Changbaishan isn't just teeming with wildlife, it's also full of stories of myths and legends and mystery. Up next, I get schooled in golf by Changbaishan's best, become surrounded by a swarm of honeybees, and get acquainted with some adorable furry friends. You know, I'm having breakfast in such a beautiful setting now. Where I'm sitting now is just in the back end of the Wonder Resort, and just in front of me I can see this path that winds its way all the way up to the top of this mountain, where you can get a beautiful view of the whole area. There are a lot of little walking paths up there and a lot of places where you can really take in the view of the mountain. And if I go just on the other side, I can walk and wander throughout the village, and there are some cafes, there's some stores where I can buy some local wares, where I can relax and get some local food as well. And I think more and more people in China are enjoying this kind of travel. It's not just going out and roughing it to see some exotic or spectacular place. People more and more are also allowing themselves just that opportunity to relax a little, to sit back and enjoy a little bit of luxury. And of course, there are a lot of things to do all throughout the year that are very active also. During the winter, it's very popular for people to come here for the skiing. And during the summer, well, golf is the sport of choice. And that is, in fact, where I'm heading next. So, if you excuse me, I hope you don't mind if I get this breakfast into my stomach so I have a lot of energy ready for the day. Golf-keen visitors have access to individual caddy services, as well as experienced instructors.
22度夏天，很多朋友都来到我们这边去体会一下我们的球场。它的球道啊非常有挑战性，是由我们的峡谷和森林构成。7、8、9、10月份呢都是我们那个客流高峰期，所以说很多南方的客人呢都来到我们这边打球，比如广州啊、上海呀、或者是北京的游客都过来打球。
Now it's time for my lesson. And I don't really know how to play golf. And it shows. But I can be a fast learner.
漂亮，非常完美啊！
Lucky shot. And it seems my luck doesn't end there.
在长白山呢，有1500多种非常珍稀的动物。
那么多？
对呀，现在我带你去看东北虎。
好啊 We're gonna get to see a Siberian tiger, the king of them all. The tiger is the top predator in these parts. We have a little male tiger.
好像有点怕我们。
And while this little fella doesn't look like a king right now, one day he will. Siberian tigers are the largest cats in the world. Unfortunately, they're critically endangered. Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Even while going to the bathroom, these baby tigers are adorable. And I feel like I've hit the jackpot getting this close. Changing out of my red jacket was a good tip from the zookeeper, because while it's my favorite color, they hate it. Yeah. You know, you can play with him at the moment we're lucky because he's only 3 months and his teeth aren't too sharp and still considered really a baby more than a tiger. At 4 months their teeth are sharp enough, and that means that they don't have the ability to keep sucking their mother's milk, so that's when things change. But already at 3 months they're eating raw meat just a little bit every day. If we came 1 month later, we wouldn't be able to get too close to them or close to them at all, so I feel really, really lucky. Nowadays, it's rare to stumble upon tigers in the Changbaishan wilderness, but at this tiger reserve, you can safely see about a dozen of all ages. Now, to another local treasure, one visitors can't afford to leave without trying. Changbaishan honey.
Katrina.
Hi. 你好。
是长白山的采风人崔老师。
崔老师，你好。
一会儿咱下去靠近蜜蜂，
好。
你得戴上这个帽子。
好。
啊。
来。Should be my first time. This is just to make sure that none of the bees get in and sting me in any awkward places. We've seen honey cellars on the side of the road. There's nothing like this.
咱们现在开始就是开始这场风的打蜜，蜜蜂已经酿造了是8天了，已经从这个花汁儿被蜜蜂酿造成了蜂蜜。
So I'm going to get my first taste of this fresh honey. think my fingers are clean.好吃，很甜的 ，very sweet， 非常好吃。
这个摇的时候，它就要摇的不是这个很快。现在为什么有这么多蜜蜂围着这个摇蜜机呢？这个椴树现在开那花已经到了最后期了，蜜蜂出去采不到那个花枝了，就采不到那个花蜜了。
After spinning, the honey looks more like the stuff I spread on my toast, and freshly harvested, it smells incredible.
这个不是普通的木头啊，这个是我们长白山这个山上长的一种菌类。
So this is a special type of wood that's only found in Changbaishan, and you can't see the fire, it's only the smoke, and the bees are usually very protective of the honey, but with one whiff of these, they leave straight away, they hate it, so it's good for us.
新鲜的长白山椴树蜜，因为长白山这个椴树都是这个野生的，这个而且它的这个树龄就都很古老，都在几百年以上。您先品尝一下，用手指头拿，对，没事。
He said I can taste it. So I give it a tasting test. 非常好吃。
咱长白山的这个椴树蜜在清朝的时候作为贡品进贡到这个皇宫里，给皇上吃的啊。那时候普通老百姓是除了可能养蜂的能吃到，普通老百姓是吃不到的。
Mr. Cui attributes Changbaishan's unique honey to the natural surroundings and the local species of bee. During my visit to Mr. Cui's apiary, I realized he wasn't only knowledgeable about honey, he also knew a lot about Changbaishan's environment. He and all the locals I met had one thing in common. They don't just live on Changbaishan and take from it. They work to preserve and protect it too. No wonder it remains such a haven for both visitors and residents. We're sadly at the end of our time here in Changbaishan. And although we've done so much, I somehow don't feel that exhausted. And I think it's because this place is so revitalizing, you know, the immediate impact of arriving in Changbaishan is strongly felt. It's like getting a big green hug. But what I've found over these past few days is that this is a place that keeps on giving. It doesn't stop there. It keeps on giving in terms of its environment, in terms of the people, and in terms of the stories. The thing about Changbaishan is, like its name suggests, there is something perpetual about it. It keeps on evolving, keeps on changing. It's not so easy to describe, but definitely it's not so easy to forget. This has been Travelogue. I'm Katrina Yu. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time.